Improving at chess from approximately 700 to 1400, it doesn't take as long as you might expect. For an example, it took like 6 weeks. Let me just give you a short proof for this. Here is my own proof. Okay, you can see I can basically like with my own mouse play with this. So from around the end of June, beginning of July, all the way up to 1400 2 months later after this. The upper level of 1300, but really it is 1400 from the end of June, beginning of July to the beginning of September. This is where it really improved and hit for me. This video is going to be a little bit different to all the other videos that exist on the chess niche, because I'm not going to focus on a specific topic or an opening or a tactic. I'm going to specify your thought, okay, and your goal from basically learning like the topic that is important to level up, to just improving the way that you think in chess from beginner to intermediate. All right, so let's start. And so what I'm doing is I'm assuming that you're a chess beginner, like for let's say 900 all the way up to 1300, but not that much after this. I'm assuming that you're a beginner still, but your real issue is you no longer like make one mover blunders. Okay, you won't like figure out a way to take this queen and put her here, okay, to be taken by the other queen. You're not making things like this anymore. You're not gonna do like queen to d4 just randomly. Okay, I'm assuming that. And also, by the way, if you're a beginner, this channel is made specifically for beginner and intermediates. First link in the description is as well just for you. So let's start. As beginners, when you're leveling up from beginner to intermediate, you minimize blunders and you think more positionally about the games that you play. So for an example here, we're really going to start thinking more about how accurately we play. So minimizing inaccuracies and mistakes, and of course blunders, but really this is what we're gonna do. So knight to c5, c3, e takes d5. Okay, very regular thing, very good. And now it has queen to e2. It is an inaccuracy. This happens a lot. So why is this an inaccuracy? Well, very simply, you're checking the king, okay? But it's not just that, like black is not going to do queen to e7. You know why? Because then you're just going to put it here. He's gonna take and you're gonna take, okay? You know what he's actually going to do. And of course, like being a queenless game, it's actually quite boring. But what he's actually going to do is not queen to e7. He's going to do bishop to e7, okay? He's going to develop a bishop, and he's going to be very ready to develop the knight immediately after this. And then he's going to castle, like obviously not now, because then it's illegal. He's going to do this quickly after a move like queen to e2, believe it or not, but he does actually exactly that. So he does bishop to e7, bishop to b3, and then knight to f6. He secures in a way the positional advantage that he just gained from now having a lot more development than white. Think about this. It's like a small inaccuracy, but it gives black a very big advantage. Just take a look at this. Computer says that black is a little bit better, but don't think about this. It's not actually a little bit better, okay? Very hard to actually understand like why, okay, if you're just starting. But an inaccuracy like queen to e2, that allows him to develop, okay? And bishop to e8, knight here, it really improves his position. It's no longer that you make like blunders. I hope at least that you're not going to go queen to g5. You're not going to make these mistakes anymore, but you are going to make inaccuracies, okay? And that is what I assume is your main issue. It has been the main issue for me when I was leveling precisely from 1000 all the way up to 1500. It was just like understanding how to play better after we have stopped making a Bote's gambit. So let me now show you this on the second example. Alright, so here we have our second example. White just castled. Black does knight to f5. Again, very good. You're developing the knight. This knight here is very, very strong. Why is this? Look for a moment about the position that black has. He has like 2 pawns aiming like at the center. So this knight really helps like to put more pressure on the squares that are more on the white side than on the black side. Okay, this is why it's an excellent move. Immediately after this, what white does is a very big mistake, and you're gonna understand why. Okay, white does a move g4. This move has a few issues with it. Okay, pawns that are moving forward, let's say for example this pawn, it's not going to be able to move back to fight against this one. This is a problem that is never going to go away. This is a weakness basically that white cannot really solve, no matter what it does, because again this pawn cannot move back. A computer considers this as the best move, because what you want to do is to do this, okay, defending this pawn. But even after this, you can't really like do anything that is well for you. Okay, you're still in a huge disadvantage because you weakened your king side. The miss that black did is knight f2 e7. The computer really wants you to just take this pawn, but even after this, like, you're having a big disadvantage now. This disadvantage is not going to disappear. So how do we solve like mistakes exactly like this one? We ask ourselves very specific questions that are designed for improving our positional understanding slowly but surely. Okay, so the first one is, how can I improve my position? How can I hurt my opponent's position? Okay, is it a blunder? Just so that we want to make moves like this. And the fourth thing is, what does my opponent want? All right, let's ask this right here before this mistake. Let's start with the first question. How can I improve my own position? In this example, you might be thinking, okay, I can improve my position by attacking this knight, okay, with the pawn. This is going to create a big weakness in my king side, and so it doesn't improve my position, it hurts it. Okay, and then you're gonna discard completely moves like pawn to g4, okay, and you're gonna find something else. So again, how can I improve my own position? There's a few moves that you might be thinking about. This knight is weak. Maybe I move it back. Maybe I move my queen somewhere to make it a little bit better. Okay, you're not gonna put your queen here, for example, but still probably do something with the knight. This bishop is not developed, so this is another thing that we can do. And so now you're gonna have small ideas like this. Okay, maybe I move my bishop here, and then I can make this move. Okay, and so now I have a strong bishop aligned here. You're gonna think about these types of moves. For example, I really dislike the idea that the knight is going to be here. What I'm thinking is, I'm gonna move my knight back. Computer says black is a little bit better now, but still you have a knight here, which is not a good thing. We need to fix this problem immediately. And it's that simple. A disclaimer, okay? It's not going to eliminate all the mistakes like g4 that you're making immediately, but it is certainly going to reduce this amount. And the more that we do this, we're going to reduce this amount as much as possible, which is what we want. I want to give you some action steps, okay? So the first one is to write the thought question process. So you write it on paper and you stick it somewhere very close. The next time that you're going to play chess, it's going to be very close to you. So you're gonna think, oh, okay, I need to do X, Y, Z right away. So it's going to easily make it more natural for you. The second thing that I want you to do is to play versus bots. This thought question process, no more than 3. After this is we watch a few videos about positional understanding. We have basically like practiced more positionally from now on. When we watch videos about positional understanding, is we increase the knowledge that we have on this topic. In my school community, I have like entire modules that talk about this because it's that important to nail this. I can say with confidence that just understanding positional understanding helped me to improve from beginner to 1700. Okay, that is how helpful this has been for me. Now we can really take this and see, okay, does this work, does it not work? And it's, by the way, going to work very well. Now it's time to really play versus players. So like play 3 versus 3 players, just really practicing this. Play a bit longer than you're used to. If you're having like a time control of 15 minutes, anywhere really below 20 minutes, increase this time control immediately to 30 minutes when you're doing this. And why is this? We want you to really think before every move that you make about the thought question process. So how can I improve my position? How can I hurt my opponent's position? Blunders, okay, and what does my opponent want? Just asking this, that is going to be very helpful when you're trying to improve and just practicing it a lot more. Right, so that is pretty much it. Okay, if you want to learn more about chess next time you log in to actually practice chess and study, then you can consider subscribing, okay, for the next time you're going to YouTube to watch chess videos. And the first link in the description for my own chess community, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.